Sometimes you have to start out by facing the dark and the rain.
Well, you probably can't tell it from the darkness, but it's only 20 after 7 in the evening. Yeah, here comes the water through.
But after that Ohio rain passes, this county has plenty of gems to drive. Welcome to Journey Beyond Overland, the place where adventures begin. My name's Chris, and along with my husband Bill and our dogs Rue and Rourke, we love driving all over this beautiful country in these Jeeps to explore just about anywhere they'll take us. And today, we're headed to Vinton County, Ohio. Now, Vinton County was not our next planned location to go adventure, but since our black Jeep broke down the last time we were headed this way to Kentucky and needed a brand new axle, we had to drive all the way down here to pick it back up, so we might as well enjoy while we're here. She sounds to me like she's definitely ready for another adventure. Welcome to Altenbrock Farm, a hip camp that makes you feel like you're dispersed camping.
Well, you probably can't tell it from the darkness, but it's only 20 after 7 in the evening. And the wind's picking up. And the thunder, you can hear in the distance. Here comes the wind. The wind actually feels really good because it's been way too hot this afternoon. But wind weight might be in for a pretty big storm here in a minute. So we'll see. Maybe that'll cool everything down as long as it doesn't bring any of these trees down on us. I guess we're good. You worried about that rain? Bill hanging out, trying to read his Facebook, but he can't get to it because we've got one bar of signal, but not quite enough to get Facebook on demand.
All my friends are going to wonder what happened to me.
Oh my goodness, they're going to know you're out in the wilderness. It's okay. Got one wall up. That helped immensely, actually, to keep the rain out from off of us. The rest of it's all still open. It's getting a lot lighter outside. Rain is letting down. And both of the dogs are underneath the table because they think the world is coming to an end. But they've been really good about it. Neither one of them shaking. First thing Rourke did when it started raining like crazy was try to eat as much food as possible, like his life depended on it.
But the rain soon passed, the night was gone, and we found ourselves waking to that persnickety whippoorwill.
There's nothing like cracking an egg on a tailgate of a pickup truck.
How clean is that?
I would say it's not. You could swipe with a rain-soaked paper towel every once in a while.
That's pretty gross when you think about it.
And with that tasty, though questionable breakfast behind us, we set out to explore the world. Our first destination this morning was a moderate trail called Albright Road. But first, we had to get out of the hip camp. Albright Road is a 1.5-mile trail that's rated by Onyx as a level 6. When you get there, if you come in from the west, you're going to find this creek crossing. Just make sure to stay off that bridge because that's private property. You also want to make sure that you air down before you go too much further. After going just a short span up this creek, you want to turn right and take the lane out up between the two Amish farms. Don't stay in the creek too long. You'll only end up getting yourself stuck.
first section always feels a little strange coming in because there's a bridge there, but that bridge is for the private property and the Amish farms that are right there. So you actually have to dip down into the creek and then over, you're not in the creek very far, and then it turns, there's a lane then that goes up towards a gate, but then turns right between the two houses and the fields that are there. So it feels a little strange coming in that way, but that is the platted public roadway. And so that's the way you have to come in. Please avoid driving on the bridge because that is their private driveway.
Very pretty morning.
Albright Road starts out innocuous enough. It seems to be a nice, laid-back piece of gravel and dirt. So if you're worried you might have made a mistake and you're driving an easy road, don't worry too much. As soon as you get here and have to turn right up the hill,
It goes right in the hill.
that's when things start getting interesting. If you get to this first portion of the trail and you think, gosh, I'm not sure about this, well, you might want to turn back now because this trail, it's all about off-camber rock ledges, slick clay, and those high banks on both sides, which are usually just about perfect to cause body damage.
Yeah, I don't have an inclinometer to see what we're doing, but it felt about like 28 or so. Now we're trying out the new bearing and seal really well. So yeah, it's extra slippery.
Albright Road is definitely not an easy trail, but it's also not one of those trails where you've got a couple of big obstacles with easy trail interspersed. This trail pretty much throws obstacles at you all the way up one side of the hill and all the way down the other.
Baby dog likes to off-road, as you can see.
I don't know if he likes to or if he just likes hanging out with his people. Because he's hiding right now. He's like, pops up, pops down, pops up, pops down. This is a pretty darn steep hill. Ooh, nice, off camber. I didn't like the feel of that one.
This would be tight with the gladiator.
It would have been tight.
After you climb several hundred feet up to the top of that hill, well, of course, now you've got to go over the precipice and go straight back down the other side.
was actually planning on getting back in the Jeep by now. I didn't really want to walk the entire way down this hill. My foot is still kind of in pain. Hopefully that'll go away with the surgery that we've got coming up to remove the hardware off my feet for 2 weeks, and then we'll go from there. But I've been walking down behind the Jeep for a while because it's been so narrow I can't get back in. So this slick clay mud has been fun walking down. It's a little slick. Feet, Jeeps, anything like that. They did climb way up over it just so they didn't hit it.
It's so slick right now. I'm ready to try it.
Once you come down the far side of that hill, you're almost out back to the blacktop. But there are just a couple of more fun spots along the way. Just make sure that taking the bypass isn't worse than taking the main trail. So would Bill and I say this is a level 6 trail? Well, that depends. The obstacles themselves really aren't much more than a level 4. But when you complicate that with the slick clay that can run you straight into those banks and cause body damage, I'd say that's exactly why a lot of people think that the level 6 is justified. Vinton County is known for some extremely difficult trails that have ratings up to a level 8. Now, we were kind of skeptical about whether we could really find level 8 material here in Ohio. And with Albright Road being a blue moderate trail at a level 6 that felt a little bit easier than that to us, we decided we'd give one of those harder black trails a try.
Welcome to Dry Branch Road, also nicknamed on Onyx where mall crawlers go to dry. I'm sorry, where mall crawlers go to die, not dry. The entrance, as you can see behind me here, comes straight off the main road. It's kind of just this little drop down past this bridge. We almost missed it. We had to back up a couple feet and come back in. So we're going to go up here and see whether this is a good idea or bad idea because it is listed as a black trail. And we're on 35s with a lift. See how it goes.
Dry Branch Road is a little under 2 miles long and is listed in Onyx at a level 7. For about that first half a mile, you'll find yourself primarily driving in an old creek bed. Once you leave the creek bed behind, you'll find yourself driving on an easy dirt road through some beautiful woodlands. It eventually crosses across one of those open power line areas. After you leave the power lines behind, expect big trees and repeated mudholes. majority of Drive Ranch is a very scenic and pleasant trail, with nothing above a level 3 for obstacles. It's only when you get towards the end that suddenly things change drastically.
We are now at a point on this road where there are a whole bunch of different routes climbing up this steep hill to get to the top, to get to Lady Run. Some of them look like that. I'll try and get a better picture walking up there. That's probably 4 feet high in some places. Yeah, we're not driving up that. There are at least half a dozen ways up this hill. Which one's the official route? I can't tell because the official route on Onyx, it goes somewhere where there isn't a trail. So I don't know whether it was an old trail, whether it was GPS interference, because sometimes they get shifted around a little bit because of GPS interference with all the trees and things like that. So we don't know what the official trail is out of here. But I'll tell you, it's not going to be this, because there's no way we're going up that.
Bill finally settled on this nice little incline as the best way up the mountainside.
Well, I've got the camera on. I'm trying to walk up this massive incline that he just drove up. Thinking maybe you can see, it's like straight down behind me. Because the video never does it justice. And besides, it's my turn to fall, right? I don't know, maybe it isn't. Because I think Bill fell the first day in Kentucky. I fell the second day in Kentucky. I don't think anybody fell the third or fourth days. So maybe it is Bill's turn. I don't want to fall backwards down this hill. There it goes, straight down behind me. That's the incline. I have absolutely no idea. We don't have an inclinometer in this black Jeep. Yeah, you can see where people drag underneath coming up through.
Stay out of the road so it wants to force you in.
Yeah, I think you chose a better line. And now you got to go up that. And then think twice the incline that it looks like on the camera. That's probably about right. Uh-oh. I don't know what just happened, but he's got to turn it off and turn it on. It's not usually a good thing. Maybe he's trying to get the lockers to go in. You okay down there?
Can't get the front locker to go in.
I noticed your driver's side wasn't turning. Still not turning.
There are undoubtedly routes up this hill that you could count as a level 7 or even a level 8. But was this route a level 7? Probably not. It's probably more like a level 5, but we did have to use the locker. And on a wet day, the difficulty would be elevated.
Once I get up here, it's on. It wouldn't come on down there. It's probably just the way I was sitting. Because that's bad. If you're in a bad situation, you can't make it come on.
That is really bad if you can't get it come on. It looks like we're not up top yet either. That looks like a pretty big jump.
Another hop right there. I'm probably going to stay left on that one too.
All right, see what I can do with it. And that little rock was about the only thing significant left between Dry Branch and Lady Run.
Take it full around, take it right back to the shop, go back home.
So we have now intersected with Lady Run, which is behind me over here. It's the top of the hill. And now we have to decide whether we're going left or right because we have no idea what's either way.
Hey, I just got some more friends from Lady Run.
Where?
We got a signal from Lady Run where we're sitting.
That's pretty funny. So at the top of the hill between Dry Branch and Lady Run, I can't even see the map because it's too bright in here. We got signal.
But if you want to get the full experience of the Lady Run Trail, which is rated at a level 6, you're just going to have to come back next time. But if you like mud,
We're already falling in the mud.
ruts, V-notches, rock obstacles, serious river crossings, and a nice view, well then you better come back then.
But yeah, a very bad day right there.
If you liked this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. Let us know what your favorite part of the adventure was, because all of those things, all of them help us get this out to more adventurers. Thanks so much for joining us, and we look forward to having you again as a guest next week. But in the meantime, don't forget to go out and find your own adventure.